For a split second, for some unknown reason, I thought my sofa would be better outside. But it's not better outside, is it? And then I was like, why put these solar panels outside? They'd be loads better inside. Oh, JS Electricals tagged me in his outdoor fuse board install. I can only assume he wants my opinion, so I'll dish it out to him. Thank you, JS Electrical. I'll put the picture up next so everyone can have a closer look at it, as well as stick it at the top during this story. Firstly, well done. You've correctly identified you're in a shitty new build where the previous Sparky has incorrectly fitted a fuse board more than 3 metres away from the service head without providing fuse protection for the tails, as you've noted. Well done. Also, you've noted that the fuse board's in the middle of the house. Well, where does it end? Are you going to put a socket on the inside of this wall from that fuse board next? Just because it's in the middle of the house doesn't mean you can't get a cable to it. In fact, getting a cable to a fuse board in the middle of a house with the minimum amount of damage is the skill of a domestic electrician. Slapping a shoebox on the side of someone's house that contains protective devices that shouldn't be there is definitely not a skill. What the fuck is going off with them tails? Have you ever heard about strain reliever cable? Or do you just leave all your cables floating in midair? Bit dodgy that. But I appreciate it's in a meter box. Maybe we fucking allow it to be got away with in there for a start, yeah? Your IP65 fuse board's not worth jack shit. You drilled a hole in the top of it. I very much doubt that stuffing gland can maintain IP65 under laboratory conditions. And now, which I've seen 3 times in the past 2 days, why can't you just put the outdoor fuse board next to the box and go bottom entry with everything? That would be better. It wouldn't be great because it's still an outdoor fuse board, but it would be better. Going top entry outside is like putting a condom on your head, yeah? It's just not going to do the same thing. So God knows why people keep top entry in these. That is going to get water in it. Also, you'll notice that the meter box, if you go to a job and find a meter box lock is broken and the lock is flapping around in the wind, that would be a problem because it allows access to, although it's not deemed accessible to only skilled personnel, you do want to have a key on it so that little kiddies and non-people that shouldn't be in there should get into it. Your box is right next to a box that is lockable, but your fuse board is not lockable. It's also at a very low level where even, I don't know, germs are so tall they get into it. I'm not a big fan of having these boxes down at low level on drives like this. They are asking to get rolled into by wheelie bins and the such, kicked by footballs, booed by people, break open and expose the 100 amp live conductors inside that have got no RCD protection within them. Yeah, that is a big problem. They're made out of die-cast aluminium, which, to be honest, in the middle of winter is brittle as fuck. It's going to break like glass. And just generally, although your workmanship is neat and tidy, this installation, in my personal opinion, is fucking dog shit. It just shows how far standards have slipped in the industry that Sparkies think this is acceptable, that manufacturers think it is acceptable to make shit that does this task, and that people that buy things from us, the customer, even though they're willing to spend fucking 40 grand on a brand new EV car, think that this is acceptable. Back in my day, we'd have just got a cable to the fuse board with bits of coat hanger and YT lid and all sorts of fucking garbage, yeah? We'd have cracked it, we'd have got one out there. We didn't just fucking bodge it in with an outdoor fuse board because it was available. Like I say, where's it end with outdoor fuse boards? Why don't you just drill a hole through the wall and put a socket there while you're at it? What if you've got to get a cable upstairs? You're going to slap a fucking outdoor fuse board under the eaves of the house and run some 100 amp cables up the wall, are you? It is just fucking trampy. And anyone that can't see it is just a money grabber. And any customer that can't see it is just a tight cunt. There is no fucking reason not to centralise your distribution to be on the internal of your house. In a house, you're going to have distribution. If your house is that big, if it requires it, I know these new builds ain't got even a fucking fuse board in the garage, it's just fed from a spur or some bollocks like that, yeah? That's not your fucking problem. Don't lower your standards to meet your customers' expectations, because one day it'll end you up in court. No one would dream of fitting an outdoor metal light without RCD protecting it, but the metal casing to that fuse box, which is live and contains live parts, is not RCD protected. That, to me, in this day and age, is madness. I don't know how people let themselves get away with it. Worst case, slap another fucking box in the wall and put the board in there so it's got some degree of protection from being directly a metal box outside. It's fucking madness. You don't want to change your mind. And even touched on the temperature ratings and protective devices. Anyone else wants some of their fucking outdoor fuse boards for me to critique, do me a favour, just watch this one. It'll be the same old shit over and over again. Are you actually saying you can use it like this, BG Lasico, or do you just flog it as an IP65 board and let people get on with it? Because to me it seems like you're selling it like this, you're endorsing the use of it like this. Do you endorse the use of it like this? Just put a post out. We endorse the use of it like our products like this. Let me know. When you install a single circuit to a fuse board, you are responsible for that circuit. You certify that circuit. Although you check the fuse board's okay and the earthing and bonding and that, you're not as responsible for the whole circuit as you are with this method. With this method, you have to sever the neutral, the live, and the earth of the sub-main that feeds the board. Therefore, in my opinion, you automatically become responsible for the whole installation. So on this post that this guy's done, where he said there's no KMF switch, well, hang on a minute. You're slagging the fact off there's no KMF switch, there's no fuse protection. You've effectively taken a 100 amp fuse, split it into two separate circuits without any protection. So now you've refed the main board in the house with no protection. You've also got your board there with no protection other than the 100 amp main fuse. And you are responsible for all of that now because you have done that install. You have remade the sub-main. This picture is just a snapshot. I could give my opinion on it as much as I want. Anyone out there that's fitting one of these fuse boards, let me come round. I'll come round. I'll come round and I'll go over it all with you, yeah? Not a fucking drama. I'll come round my regs book, but I want your test sheets. I want to see your test sheets. They're the legal certificate that provides you the protection as the electrician that you designed, installed and constructed it correctly, yeah? Let me come round and have a look at your job, or just send me your test sheets. I'd love to see the test sheets for this job to see how it's been tested. Have they tested the main board? Have they retested that because they've obviously interfered with the circuit supplying it? If you are willing to be audited by me, I will come round there for free to one of these add-on fuse boards, yeah? And I'll write you a big list of everything that don't comply or that you've done wrong. Because I know it'll be there, yeah? If you're going to be Billy Big Balls and call me out and tag me and stuff on the thing, yeah? Send me your test sheets, because that's all I really care about. Because that's all the court really care about. As well as work for the company that I work for, I do a lot of design and consulting on my side, so I'm more than au fait with the regulations, I'm more than au fait with how things should be done, I'm more than au fait with court visits, legal things, telling people to the face how wrong they are and why they're wrong. Yeah, it doesn't bother me, I do it all day long anyway. I stand there to customers that pay me and tell them how wrong they are. So telling some Sparky who bangs asses how wrong they are is no problem to me. I'm not trying to fall out with people, I'm not trying to lose friends over it. I'm trying to protect Sparkies because I'm portrayed to be the Sparky for Sparkies, yeah? I'm telling you, someone's going to come across. Remember these? I did a video on them, how bad they are. I was saying for years how shit they are. They got banned. Every EV installer that put them in had to go and take them out, or should be taking them out. Same's going to happen with two things, mark my words. Batteries inside the house, inside the dwelling, they're going to get banned. Outdoor fuse boards fit like this, they're going to get banned in the regs, yeah? Well, not banned, you know what I mean? I've got so many messages on this, yeah, about people trying to undercut EV companies and all this bosh, yeah? Let me just run you through something quick. You are not responsible for people buying EV cars. You are not responsible for fuse boards on new builds being in the centre of the house. You are not responsible for people decorating. You are not responsible for knocking holes in people's ceilings. You are not responsible for people having little shitty squirrel asses where new builds cut the fucking cost down to a minimum and don't install these cables anyway, yeah? What you are responsible for is what you fit. You are not responsible that the fuse board is old. You are not responsible that the fuse board has not got a spare way in it, yeah? That's just another way for you to say you need to upgrade your fuse board. You're responsible for what you fit and how you fit it. If you bodge it in to stop a problem from any of those other things I've just mentioned, that's on you. Oh, we didn't want to mess the walls up, so I put an outdoor fuse board in now someone's dead. Well done. 50 quid worth of decorate just cost someone life, you know what I mean? That's not your fault. The simple fact is, yeah, proper electricians cannot compete with EV charge installers. They are skimming it off as much as they can. They will fit the bare minimum they can to make a charger work. They'll slap a board right next to the box, a little bit of cable and a charger. Your Eons, all these big chargers, yeah? Normal Sparkies, you cannot compete with that bollocks. You just got to sit there, wait, ride it out till about 20 of them catch fire and it's all over the press, then the proper Sparkies can have the work back. We got along fine with our EV chargers, we can still do it now. Just fuck them off as work. Concentrate on the work that those mongs that do those shit jobs can't do, and you'll make money. You are not forced to fit an EV charger wankly, and I won't have anyone tell me otherwise. There's plenty of work out there doing decent jobs. So don't compete with the lowest denominator. It'll all come back round at the end when people realise these have all been wanked in, and they will realise that. I've just had an interesting conversation with an EV installer on this medium. I won't put it up because it's a fear, but he called me a one-man band for a start, which, to be fair, no, I was a one-man band 20 years ago. Then he told me I was wrong about thermal effects, so I sent him a white paper. Then he told me that was wrong. And then he told me I'm a dinosaur spark. I told him I was 41. Then he says there's 300,000 installs a year going off. I says, where'd you get that number? And he wouldn't answer. And then I says, look, if you're that sure about yourself, pop on the podcast and let us know why we're all wrong. He went quiet on me. Then I sent the product standard for 6089106, you know what I mean, MCBs and RCDOs that clearly says they should be used out of storage in humidity conditions. No, he just got quiet on me. I mean, I don't mind it, but if you're going to fuck out an argument, have the backup. Like, I'm not fucking giving you my opinion a lot of the time. I'm giving you the opinion of product standards and regulations. If you're going to come back at me with that, please bring something that's not just you going, no, you're fucking wrong. Also, am I a dino sparky? Don't know if I like that term. It shows how clever this person is, because everyone knows that the real term for old electrician is Jurassic Spark. So I'd just like you to answer, am I a dino sparky? Am I still down with it? I'm 41 years old. I think I'm just in the middle of, like, not being young and known fuck all, but not being old and pissing my pants. I think I'm in my electrical prime. You let me know. Last one on the EV today, yeah? It should have been for electricians, EV. We should be able to go and do a good job and charge good money for it and got some work out of it. As it is now, all that's happening is the standards are being lowered so that people with less experience and time served for electricians can go and do that work. Then they are taking that money off real electricians, and it's just going to some sort of EV installer pot where they're virtually working for nothing. So all that future work they talk about for electricians on paraphernalia, on the internet, on when it's going to be good for sparkies, it's all a load of bollocks, because all that EV work is so low level, it's all going to get taken away from us by the bottom feeders. And they are bottom feeders because they can't even get a fucking cable through a house, and if the customer don't want to pay for it, they're just as bad. It's not a good look for the industry, it's not a good look for sparkies. You're in the race to the bottom. Soon you may as well go and work in Audi. I don't give a fuck, I don't do EV. I've got a load more skills than that, and I do expensive work, but I do care about the average domestic sparky, yeah, which is why I bring it to the forefront of discussion. All that's going to happen is these EV installers, once EV dries up, because it fucking will, they'll start nicking your work. They won't be nicking my work. They won't be coming down here fixing control systems. They'll be going, you know what, downlights aren't much harder, adding a socket's not much harder, and then eventually the whole domestic area of electric will be just fucking done by £10 an hour wankers. So I'm safe for industrial and commercial and design and all the things I do that I've decided to skill up on, but all you people doing domestic who are skilled are just going to get shafted by the very people you're trying to compete with now. Mark my words, it will happen.